Hey guys, it's What's New and Good with T and D. Welcome to our show. Today we're going to have a conversation about parks, and we wanted to talk a little bit about Lancaster and some of the parks that we visited and what that means to us. Maybe when we were growing up. I mean, did you have a favorite park growing up or a place that you went?
You know, Dee, before we started today, we were trying to decide on what exactly it was that we wanted to discuss. Of course, our guest today, it is all about parks in the city of Lancaster, and we have so very many of them. And I was trying to figure out, okay, so when I was a kid, what park was it that was my very first park that I went to play? And then I thought, oh my goodness, it is that park. It's on the east side of Lancaster, and it's Elmwood Park. And in order to get there, because my grandmother lived on Locust Street, and that's where we were all the time when we were kids, we had to go by the cemetery there. And that was kind of scary to me. It didn't matter what time of the day. If there was a cemetery, I don't know why, it just scared me.
Being a kid.
But we had to get there. Mm-hmm. So sometimes, and we weren't allowed to, but we did. We broke the rules. We talk about that sometimes. But we would run really, really fast. Because if you go through the park, you could get there, or through the cemetery, you could get to the park a lot faster than what you would all the way around it. Any of you who have been there, you know that's, yeah. So anyways, that is one of my first memories about going to the park. And it was so fun. I mean, it was something to do. You lived in town. You keep busy. You were able to be kids. And then we went off to the country. And we still went to the park every now and again. But that is my first memory of going to a park. Is that
Mine
park
was
there?
always Rising Park.
Okay.
And every Friday, my mom would take us to McDonald's. I know I'm saying McDonald's, but it was McDonald's where we would go. Every Friday, we would get a treat, and then we would go to Rising Park. So we would do this little picnic thing, and then we would play on the playground forever. And that is back when they had the really huge slide. Mm-hmm. I remember being a little kid, and you know, it felt forever high to get all the way up there, and then you fly down. You know, and I remember sometimes it'd be so slick, you would fly right off, and I was light as a feather. Anyways, or the merry-go-round, you've got like 20 kids on there, and you've got that one dad that you're just go, 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 and the kids are hanging off of it. And
uh-huh. Yeah. Yes. Did you ever get hurt from being on the merry-go-round?
I was always hurt.
Yeah, no, I held on pretty tight. But back to the slides. So when it was a rainy day, or just even first thing in the morning where the dew was kind of still settled on the slide, were you the first one to go on, or did you make somebody else go on?
No, I would
first?
Probably not really go on. That was the kid that I was. I would be in the swings, jumping out of the swings, or
kind of waiting for the boys to go
dry
down first, because they
up.
would be the ones to go down and be the cool ones and be the big guy on the playground. Yeah. No, I don't know. It's just such a great time. So many different memories that can be made by taking our own kids to the park.
Memories are made, and Mount Pleasant is another one of my favorites. It's always been since I was a little kid, and I've always taken my boys up there, and I love that it's such a really cool mark in our city. And I think that, you know, when I'm telling other people about where I live, it's always one of the first things that I personally mention. Oh, you need to check out Mount Pleasant. Well, what's that? You have a mountain in your city? We actually do. And that's something that people, I think, they also find really cool.
It's so much a part of what Lancaster is. And this is really a story I didn't even think about until just now. So I lived in Western New York for a while. And so it was probably about, 50 minutes south of Buffalo. And they have an Amish country out there, but it wasn't like the touristy kind of Amish country that some of us here in our area know of. It was the more like they had families, but there were a lot of them. They had their own little small businesses. Well, there was this couple that had a quilt shop, and I was talking to them, and then they ended up telling me about a book that was based on Mount Pleasant, and it was really, really cool. I can't think of the name of it, so I don't want to say it wrong.
No, I've heard of it as well.
Yeah, but it was just kind of like, oh my goodness. So here I am at a different place, and they tell me about a book. So I come back here, and I think it was the Fairfield Heritage Association. I want to say that's what it was. And they actually had the book for sale. So I went and bought it, and then when I went back to Western New York, I took them some of their books, and then, of course, they
Gave
they
them a
share
little
them
treasure of
and
your
do this.
hometown.
Well, they told me about it, and it was the funniest thing. So I'll never forget about that. Just the people that you meet and the things, and then right here in Lancaster, and being such a big part of this area. And I was like, well, that's kind of cool. It's cool stuff. Going to
Very
different
cool.
places and hearing about something from your hometown.
And speaking of cool stuff, we are going to have a pretty cool guest, Michael Tharp, joining us to share a little bit about Lancaster Parks in just a second.
That's right. Superintendent over there and Lancaster Parks and Recreation. So many things going on. And they have another park. So they've just added one recently, and we can't wait to get to that. Thanks for watching. We'll be back in a few. It's What's New and Good with Tea.
Indeed.
Come experience the Huddle Tire difference. Locally owned and operated since 1910, we're your independent tire and auto repair shop. We carry all major brands of tires, including Goodyear, Cooper, BF Goodrich, and many more. But we're more than just tires. From safety inspections to alignments, brakes, shocks, and struts, even preventive maintenance, we can handle it all. Enjoy the ride at Huddle Tire Company, 300 South Columbus Street, or we can be reached at our website at huddletire.com.
At Dagger Law, we have more than 110 years of combined expertise in nearly every part of law.
What I think sets us apart from any other law firm is our ability to work together.
With us, you're getting a trusted partner, in addition to a team who can help you with a growing business, changing family, planning your future, or dealing with land issues.
It's a challenge every day, and you meet an awful lot of nice people.
Your case matters. We'll take the time and the energy to ensure that you have a quality experience, quality representation.
Whatever you need, we have a lawyer who can help. Dagger Law. Local, trusted, experienced.
Hey guys, we are back with our guest, Michael Tharp, the superintendent for Lancaster's Park and Recreation. Parks and Recreation, I should say, not just one park, because there are many different parks.
There are What's New and Good with T&D has always got something new and new folks on, and we're so excited. Michael was part of our Tidbits with T&D a couple of weeks ago because they have done always adding something new. And before we get into all of that, because I know we can just like boom and go off with that, but Michael, how long have you been part of the Lancaster Parks and Recreation as the superintendent?
Since March of 2016.
So yeah, 3 years then.
3 years, yeah, 3 years and counting. For more than that.
Wow.
How much have you done, or what, I guess I can't say all of it because I know it's been quite a bit, but how have you been continuing to grow, and what is it that you've brought to the Lancaster Parks and Recreation since you've been in that superintendent position?
Really, I never say I, it's we as a group. And the community's behind us too. So we as a department have just taking on challenges that have just kind of been pushed aside in the past. Miller Park, Miller Pool, probably being one of our greatest achievements just because it was a pool that a lot of people thought should be torn down or done away with. And we've brought it back. We've done some good things at Miller Pool. It looks like a brand new pool. We gave it a facelift. We've given it an infrastructure kind of lift. Very proud of because I remember it as a kid.
I do too. That was one of my favorite places.
Was it really?
Yeah, my dad used to take me there all the time.
It's probably one of my proudest things that I've done to this point. But there's so many things that are in the mix that are coming that will just kind of blow that one out of the water.
So you've taken something, and this has probably been the most biggest change of any of the parks, would you say?
Correct.
So yeah, I'd definitely be proud of that. What are some of the other parks? I mean, you've got how many now, Mike?
There's 30 properties, 28 parks. A lot to take care of, 850 plus acres.
Yes.
Wow.
But I think we do a good job of that with the manpower that we have. So we've taken on programs that have been lost over the years, created new programs, and we just keep reinventing ourselves because as sports and recreation change in the public, we want to change with that. We want to grow. It's not just baseball and football and softball anymore. There's so many more things out there that the new generation that's coming on wants a different type of recreation, and that's what we're supposed to do.
So what are the new types of recreation that you guys are offering to
One that I'll call new, that's really not new, kickball.
Kickball.
Lancaster Live had this for so long, and when I took this job, it was one of those things that's like, gosh, I wish I would have thought of that. And then Lancaster Live last year gave it up, and I just jumped on it. It's like, oh, please give me that.
Yeah.
And we took that on, and there were more than 160 adults playing kickball in Rising Park, an old sport
an oldie but a goodie.
that turned, you know, when you left grade school, you quit playing that on a playground. Now you don't have to. Now you
Right.
can go to Rising Park on Thursdays and play this game. The Lancaster youth football, they have played in the Lancaster parks for more than 30 years. They were named after parks. There's the Hawking Chargers, and Glasgow has a team, and Cedarland and Cherry Street.
Yep.
We get to take that on. We went into a partnership with them for 2019. In 2020, that becomes a Lancaster Parks and Recreation program.
Wow. very
That's
cool.
good.
That
That's
is
what we're supposed to do.
great.
That's what we're here for. The part that they seen as a challenge, the administrative end of it, we do that well. That's what we do well. So it's like, give it to us. Let us help you. And I'm excited.
I think throughout times that we're in a time right now that both parents work.
Yes.
And there's a tough, I don't know, it's kind of challenging for them to get their kids to the parks. So it sounds like to me that you guys are creating things to get these kids and the parents to be able to utilize these properties that are available to them.
You're exactly right. And another one that kind of aligns itself with that same mission is we got the help from Lancaster Transit. So anybody that wants to go to one of the two public pools in the summertime, all they have to do is go to a bus stop and say, I'm going to one of the Lancaster pools, and they ride for free.
Oh my goodness.
How awesome is that?
That is
So
very
if you're wanting to go to the
cool.
pool and you're not able to get any transportation,
Yep.
they can you just call.
Just go to a bus stop.
Just
If-
go to a bus stop.
Yep,
Wow, how
and they will
great is
take you.
that?
Is
Yep.
there like a parent with a child? I mean, of course, you're not going to send your child and say, hey, yeah, you're going to the pool today, and they're 5 years old and they're going off to the bus stop. You got to make sure that a parent is there to take care of the child when they
Yes.
go off.
Well, we wouldn't let them in the pool at that age to begin with.
There you go, yeah.
So you need to be.
Is it about 14? Is that around the right age?
12.
12 years old, then you can be at the pool without a parent.
Correct.
Awesome.
I think that's really good stuff. What else do you have going on? I mean, you guys have Alley Park, and that in itself is just kind of like it's not its own entity, but it's kind of like its own space.
It is, and it's crazy in this world of social media, and some of the new hires that we've brought on in the last couple years have really turned the corner for us when it comes to social media and putting ourselves out there in the public's eye so that they know what's going on. So in 16 and 17, if we had an event at Alley Park, a family night, an archery, there was typically 15 to 20 participants that would show up. That number in the last half year, last 6 months, is typically 50 to 60. The number of people that know about these events and attend these events is just boom. It's
Well,
crazy.
in the 2019, even last year, people are more focused on getting healthier and
They are.
becoming more frugal and more efficient with their time. And I think that also helps out all of this in
It
a
does.
sense, because you should be focused on trying to stay healthy and to be fit. And more importantly, I think creating things that you can do with a family or as a family.
Yeah.
And the parks are always one of the best ways to go and do that. You're outside in nature.
Yes.
There's all the activities that you can do. There's the pools, there's Mount Pleasant, there's the walking trail, bike trail.
And the shelter houses. How many of your parks have shelter houses to have those family events, cookouts, and reunions?
The majority of our parks have a shelter house. Of course, the ones that come to light for everybody are Rising, with the
Yeah.
big shelter houses where so many family reunions and weddings take place. And then kind of the best kept secret in Rising Park is Orchard Hill. So up on the hill above Rising Park is Orchard Hill, and that is a very underutilized shelter house. But when you step out of that, you can go to Alley Park. It has a shelter house. You can go to Olivedale Park. It has a shelter house. And what you're looking for is shelter houses that have public parking. So many of our neighborhood playgrounds and parks don't have that kind of public access, but they have shelter houses. So, yeah.
When do you recommend folks, because they have to actually reserve those shelter houses for themselves if they want to use them, right? How does that work?
If you want a shelter house in Rising Park, you have to be standing in line the very first business day in January of that given year. If you're going to get those prime dates, Memorial Day weekend, 4th of July weekend, around the fair, those coveted dates that people will stand in line for in the middle of the night to wait till we open our office door in the morning on that very first working day of January.
I believe it. I was married, and then we actually got married at Alley Park, which was years ago now. But I got very, very lucky because we planned it in just like 3 months, and we were able to get a spot. Of course, it was in January, but still, it was gorgeous, and we got very, very lucky.
And with that, do you guys have it available year-round, Alley Park?
Yeah, Alley Park's available year-round. Very, very tough to get some of these dates, especially for the shelter houses. Right now, I had a lady call this morning, and there are no dates in June or July to reserve the shelter houses in Rising Park. So the nice thing about Orchard Hill is it's an open shelter. We don't reserve it. So it's first come, first serve. So is Olivedale Park, so is Alley Park.
Okay.
There's only 2 shelter houses reserved, and that's the Lancaster building and the Rising Shelter.
I wanted to ask about the walking trail. How many miles is that? Where does it start and where does it finish?
9.7 miles.
Okay.
It starts at OUL and ends at Edie Road at the present time.
Okay, and that's over there near the railroad tracks.
Exactly.
Okay.
That is what we consider to be a trailhead at this point in time. There's been numerous pieces of property purchased in the last year that will extend that trail clear to Collins Road, hopefully in the near future.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with all of the things that are coming up now, and
Yeah.
and the AHA Museum is
Oh,
right
love
off that
that.
path too. So
Very good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many different things that are available for families and just moms and dads to get that opportunity to get out there and get involved with their kiddos. And something also for grandparents, because summertime, kids are out of school. When is your busiest time of the year when it comes to the kids? Is it the pools, or is that?
Oh, hey, this really starts when we start to sign up. When we start to play soccer.
I knew
That's
that
what I was
coming.
going to say.
I knew it was
From
coming.
that point, we have 800 plus children playing soccer right now. We've already started signing up for fall soccer. We haven't even finished spring soccer, and here we are signing up for fall soccer. And in the middle of all of this, here comes the swimming pools and all of the lifeguards and all of the other things that we do to prepare for summer. And it's crazy. Right now, it's just super crazy.
So as the captain of this huge ship,
Yeah.
48 parks, and how do you keep it running so smoothly, Michael?
Oh, wow. I'm not sure I know the answer to that question, but the staff that we have in the park system, there are some that have been here for quite a while. And so they're ingrained into what's always happened and to the processes and procedures that we've always done. But then on the other hand, you've got myself and the new recreation supervisor, Jennifer Shamblin, and we throw a lot of new things into the mix that complicate the same old, but in a good way.
Yeah.
The new health and fitness center was created in a good way. The new accessible park in cooperation with Kiwanis, a new twist in a good way. So we're changing what we do for the better of the community.
Awesome.
What are you looking for the future? What is there in store for Lancaster Parks and Recreation? I know there's always something new, and I know you got to be careful.
We want to take music into Alley Park, and that will happen in 2019. We also want a dog park. We want something that the people have been screaming for quite a while. We want someplace big and open that people can take their critters to and have a good time.
And you mentioned music, so it made me think of the Friday Night Bandstand.
Yes.
That is right around the corner.
It is. Last year was, we just took the top off of the jar and said anything goes, and we really rocked out the downtown. We pulled it back a little bit this year and threw in a little more country because I caught a little bit of flack for that. I just, you kind of migrate towards your favorites. So this year there's a little more country, a little country rock, and the staples, British Invasion, These Guys Live, Bad Influence. I mean, they're just huge crowd.
And that starts when? When does that start?
31st of May.
31st of May. The party starts
Yes, it will be.
in downtown in Lancaster.
Celebration begins, D. We're
That's
gonna
our
be there, right?
favorite.
We're gonna be there. We're
gonna
looking
try
to be there.
there.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're gonna fingers crossed, gonna be there
Yes.
so we can party it on, Wayne.
Well, we are so happy that you decided to join us today and sharing all of these awesome things that are continuously happening with the parks.
And you guys have a phenomenal magazine that has everything that's going to happen for the next year, right, Michael? Where can they get these?
Fairfield Federal would be a place to pick them up. Visitors Convention Center right downtown Lancaster, the Parks Office, of course. We try and distribute them all throughout the city. So, yeah, look any place that has magazines or handouts around because we try and get them out everywhere.
Awesome. Thank you so
You're
much.
very welcome. Thank
so
you.
much.
Michael Tharp, Superintendent, Lancaster Parks and Recreation. Check them out. They are literally everywhere.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. You're watching What's Doing Good with T.
Andy.
At Dagger Law, we have more than 110 years of combined expertise in nearly every part of law.
What I think sets us apart from any other law firm is our ability to work together.
With us, you're getting a trusted partner, in addition to a team who can help you with a growing business, changing family, planning your future, or dealing with land issues.
It's a challenge every day, and you meet an awful lot of nice people.
Your case matters. We'll take the time and the energy to ensure that you have a quality experience, quality representation.
Whatever you need, we have a lawyer who can help. Dagger Law. Local, trusted, experienced.
Come experience the Huddle Tire difference. Locally owned and operated since 1910, we're your independent tire and auto repair shop. We carry all major brands of tires, including Goodyear, Cooper, BF Goodrich, and many more. But we're more than just tires. From safety inspections to alignments, brakes, shocks, and struts, even preventive maintenance, we can handle it all. Enjoy the ride at Huddle Tire Company, 300 South Columbus Street, or we can be reached at our website at huddletire.com.
Hey guys, we are back. It's What's New and Good with T and D. We have had so much fun with the superintendent of Lancaster Parks and Recreation, Michael Tharp.
You know, Dee, I've known Michael, oh goodness, I got to know him more so when he took on the position a few years ago, as he had shared earlier in the show, and talking about a creative guy. And I want folks and viewers just to remember that you can be just as creative. And I say that because a few years ago, I did a fishing derby for kids. And yes, you go through Lancaster Parks and Recreation. It was over at Rising Park. And so don't be afraid to try to do something for kids as well. If you don't have your own kids, you're retired, you want to do something fun. Parks and Recreation, I mean, give them a call, sit with Superintendent Michael Tharp. Maybe you guys can come up with something together because, my gosh, does he keep on having ideas himself? It's pretty amazing.
There's so many different programs and events, and even what we talked about with the Miller Pool.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you can go to one of the bus stops, you can get a free ride to the pools. I mean, that is great. If I would have had that option as a kid, I guarantee that I would have been there a lot.
Yeah. Right. I think also that if they don't have the program now, just wait. Somebody on staff will come up with that program because they've got so many things. They're striving, it seems, to just move forward and make things available for families and kids.
They're definitely evolving and growing and making our community, more accessible for health things, for fitness things, entertainment. I mean, really, hats off to Michael, because he is just,
Yeah.
I don't know how he does all of it. I mean, I know he has the team, but I mean, that is a lot of stuff. Over 800 acres, over 28 parks.
Yeah, yeah. Friday Night Bandstand. I'm so very excited about that.
Oh, me
That
too.
is, and we've got a gorgeous downtown Lancaster. And they set up the stage, and they have these free bands that you can go downtown and you can just sit there and bring it. You take a chair along, or you can bring a blanket and sit out on the grass, pop squat somewhere,
Pop squat.
and
That's what
enjoy.
people do. Bring your lawn chair, bring a blanket, bring the kids.
And it's not going to rain this year on
It's
Friday
not.
nights. It
It's
is
not
not
going
going
to rain.
I'm a believer. Even if it's sprinkling, I'm like, it's not going to rain. It's not going to rain. Okay, maybe it's raining.
Yeah, it might be raining, but that doesn't mean you can't have an umbrella and you can't have fun.
That's exactly right. Because wherever Dee and I go, we are what, Dee?
We're fun.
We're celebrating.
We're celebrating, but we like to have fun.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for continuing to be a supporter of us here with What's New and Good with T&D. And speaking of supporters, we want to thank Huddle Tire Company, Ava Jewelers, and we have
Donald
got
Law Office.
Donald Law. Great teams. They are all great teams, and we thank you once again. Anything else, Dee?
Just keep watching, and if you miss our TV show, you can also see the link on What's New and Good with T&D, our Facebook page. We always share the TV shows so you don't miss out.
That's right. Thanks so much, you guys and gals. It's What's New and Good with T.
T&D. See you soon.